In 45 days, this president has done more than anything I ever even thought imaginable. And the radical left is losing their mind. Every single day, they are losing their mind. And the most important move that we are seeing right now is in this place called the Department of Education. It should be called the Department of Indoctrination, the Department of Brainwashing. Don't you understand this? The Department of Intellectual Imprisonment. Make America smart again. Massa, baby. Massa. Trump takes the hammer to the Department of Education. It's a new era for America. 45 days. Get ready. Get ready, Al Green. You're going to be getting up and leaving for a lot of, I guess, meetings, because you're going to be so crazy you won't know what to complain against next. And let me tell you something. Nicole Wallace, and I'm still saying this, Nicole Wallace and Rachel Maddow, what you did to that little boy and how you did it, I'm telling you, that has invigorated us. President Donald J. Trump has done it again. In one bold stroke, he has delivered a long-awaited victory for parents, students, rational people, and the future of this great nation. With the stroke of his pen, Trump has and will obliterate the failed, bloated bureaucracy known as the Department of Education, dismantling one of the greatest threats to American exceptionalism and returning power to the people where it belongs. Listen, this may prove to be his greatest masterstroke ever. It is not ending education. It is not ending schools. It is not ending pedagogy. It is not ending the didactics and the shaping of the minds of children. It's taking it out of the hands of the federal government, because for decades, the Department of Education has done nothing but cripple our schools, indoctrinate our children. Look at what we've been through. What do you not understand? I'm sure you do. About kids and puberty blockers and destroying gender and identitarian lunacy, wasting billions of your dollars. It's been a breeding ground for radical leftist ideology, pushing woke nonsense and radical lunacy instead of teaching the fundamental skills our children need to succeed. This move by President Trump, it's not just about ending a corrupt government agency. That's not it. It's not about DOGE. It's about restoring freedom and excellence and STEM, and common sense to American education. This is bigger than anything you can imagine. I mean, it is incredible. American education has failed, and Trump is fixing it. The Department of Education is a boondoggle. It's an albatross. And it was never, ever, ever about educating children. It was about control. It was about pushing an agenda, brainwashing students, and eroding the principles that made America great. And the result? What do we have to show for it? Let me count the ways. Plummeting test scores across the country. Graduates who can't read, write, or do basic math. Students drowning in woke propaganda instead of learning real-world skills, able to go out and cope in the real world and get a job. Schools that prioritize social justice nonsense over actual education. My friend, that's what we're talking about right now. So sit back. Get ready today. I'm going to unleash for you the most scathing, the most absolutely brutal indictment against this corrupt and disgusting brainwashing system that will now end. But first, my friends, this. Listen to me. Are you drowning in debt? You're not alone. New reports show the average person is buried under $8,674 in credit card debt, with total consumer debt soaring to a staggering $104,215, including mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards. It's a financial crisis, and without a real solution, many will keep spiraling deeper. That's why I want to introduce you to a powerful secret weapon that has helped so many regain control. They specialize in consolidating all your debts into one manageable monthly payment and even negotiate a settlement so that you can pay less than you actually owe. Think about this. They've already settled over $275 million in debt. Think about that. Helping people break free in an average of just 28 months. I've personally recommended their services to friends and clients who needed a way out, and now I'm bringing it straight to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. So don't wait. Book a free consultation today, right now, at NoDebtWithLionel.com. That's NoDebtWithLionel.com. The link is right under the title here. It's time to take back control of your finances. Act now. Get out of debt and start living the life you deserve. There's probably, I can't think of anything that means more to me that I think is so critical, and I think to you, than educating our kids. Cut Up Chatter says they used the boy in exactly the way they shamed. Indeed, profundity, front and center. Bradley Oplet said, we don't need no thought control. Pink Floyd. Do we want some kind of thought control? Yeah. Oh, you don't want indoctrination? I do. I want free thinkers, but I want people to understand something. I want people to understand what's going on. I don't have any problem. And by the way, I think the whole Pink Floyd, that we don't need no education, is probably one of the most stupidest things. Most stupidest, did I say that? I think I need to go back at some rudimentary. No, I've never understood that. And the whole Roger Waters, of all the things, don't know much about history. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Focus. I've got the answer here, my friends. I've got the answer. It's very, very simple. We've got graduates who can't read, plummeting test scores, students drowning in woke. Talk to people. It's the most incredible thing. The radical left has used the education. This is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. The radical left has used the education system as a weapon, as a kind of a re-education. It's like almost Maoist, to use that. I know people love that term. And for far too long, parents have been powerless to stop it. But no more. Because Donald Trump has just taken the fight directly to the corrupt education cartel. And he is, I'm going to say it again, winning. And I love it. Power back to the states, power back to parents. That's it. And with the abolition of the Federal Department of Education, President Trump has put education back where it belongs, in the hands of parents, teachers, local communities. That's simple. No longer will Washington bureaucrats dictate what our children learn. And not only that, it's another part of the grift. The first and most important part of what they do is the money that they pocket. It's not about kids. It's not even about necessarily, what am I trying to say? It's not even about necessarily trying to it's not even about changing minds. It's the grift. How much can we steal? How much money can we reallocate? Department of this and Commerce and Treasury and Energy, blah, 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 anything that we can do to create and to bloat the bureaucracy for stealing. Yes, education and indoctrination are there, but the primary goal is to steal. And no longer are far left radicals going to rewrite history. No more CRT, no more 1619 project. No more of this stuff. No more drag queens coming in to scare the hell out of kids in libraries with these John Waters dystopian drag, divine act. What is this? They want to rewrite American history. They want to erase American greatness. They want to push their sick ideological garbage onto our kids, and the states will regain control, allowing communities to tailor the education that they believe it goes to the needs of their students instead of a one-size-fits-all failure from the federal government. It's that simple. School choice, homeschooling, charter schools. It's all about to flourish like never, ever before. Parents will have the final say in this and what their children are taught. This is real freedom. And it's been a long time coming, and parents are absolutely so interested in this. Many times people have said, well, the parents, don't kid yourself. Parents would love to be in charge if they felt their voice had some resonance. Your thoughts determine your life, and your life determines your thoughts. I have no idea what that means. I just like to invert the obvious. Cut Up says, my baby sis proved you can steal quite a lot. I don't know what that means, but that's interesting. Don't know what that means. But maybe we'll find out one day. Maybe one day we'll understand exactly what that means. But for now, we forge ahead, my friends. Forge ahead with the obvious. Let's talk about these people. Let's talk about the left. How they want to destroy your children. My own background is my thing. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna say this, there's a certain brutality. Education is not necessarily mandatory. Now, let me say this very, very, very carefully. I'm going to say something to you that's going to be very, very brutal, and people are going to be very upset. Some kids cannot learn. Some kids are stupid. Some kids are lazy. Some kids come from families that, for whatever it's worth, we don't want to give up on them, but we're only going to try a reasonable amount of time to get their attention. We're not going to have schools turn out to be daycare centers. If you want, give them a certificate of attendance. It's that simple. Not everybody's going to college. Not everybody should go to college. I don't even know I'm not even sure what college in this particular case is doing now. I don't want to go that far, but I'll just stop right there. We have to figure out who's intelligent and who's not. Who's good? Who's really up for this? Pull them out, cull them, train them, have a farm team. Get the best and the brightest and provide them with everything, all the scholarships, all the money, and they have a commitment to the United States like they would the military. Like a GI Bill, sort of, but you make a commitment to us. We'll take care of everything. Room, board, books, the whole schmear, but you owe us. You are not going to merely get away with thinking that, okay, no. And foreign folks, no, we're not going to have somebody from China come here on whatever the B1 visa is, learn and then go back. No. We need smart. And smart comes in all kinds of packages. All kinds. We have to put a re-emphasis on that. We have to look at smart people and intelligent people and educated people the same way we do with people putting on makeup and filters and OnlyFans and this nonsense. The left is in full meltdown mode. You understand it? They're going to go crazy with this because it's not so much that they cared about or they had an investment in education. They care that their control is being lost, and that's what's critical. You could shut down Department of Commerce. They don't even know what the Department of Commerce is. But if they feel that what you're doing is you're saying to them, you're not in charge, they're going to go crazy. Predictably, right now, these rad-left buffoons are losing their collective mind over Trump's move to dismantle the Department of Education. And frankly, you know you're on the right way by virtue of what they do and what they scream. And why do you think that is? Because they know their stranglehold on America's children is slipping away. And for years, Democrats have used education as a cudgel, as a weapon, filling schools and young minds with radical activists, these lunatics instead of teachers. Remember when those people would sit there on Instagram and basically tell you these freaks, these psychosexual freaks and these paraphiles walking around with their pink hair and their stud nose, and they were saying, and I've got in mind, we have the gay flag. They don't even know what it is, and I'm going to get your kids. And they said this with impunity. They made Paul Lynn look like John Wayne. And you got these kids who don't know what's rational. They say, is this what a man is? Is this what a woman is? Is this what adulthood is? Is this it? Remember, kids don't know. Kids don't know. If they want to be like this, that is fine. Let them be whatever they want to later on, but they don't know. Kids don't understand sex. They don't understand what that means. They have an idea of gender. They know what boys and girls are. They don't even figure that out at puberty. Your brain stops growing at the age of 25. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand the particularization of gender versus sexuality versus choice. They don't understand this. And what you're doing to them is you're confusing them. You're confounding them. And it's got to stop. It's simple. We don't talk about that. If you talk about that, you're out. You refer them to their parents. I feel like a boy. I feel like a girl. That's terrific. Talk to your parents. Now, page 3, multiplication, 2 times 8. Teacher, yes, I want to wear a dress. Fine, talk to your mother. No, English. Let's conjugate a verb. We don't have time for this. If you walked into I know this may sound crazy, but if you drove through the drive-thru at Wendy's and you said, listen, I'm having can I help you? Yeah, I'm having some hard times with it. Because I differentiate in my own particular sense of my gender. Excuse me, can you help me? You want something to eat? No, I want to talk about, this is Wendy's. What are you talking about? I want to talk to you about my sense of sexuality. Would you get out of here? This is Wendy's. I want to say, excuse me, this is 3rd grade. What the hell are you talking about? This is 3rd grade. I want to get a kid, and I want them to feel that smart is the way. Did you ever find yourself affected by a teacher when you were younger? Did you ever have somebody who said, hey, you're good? What? Sometimes that's all it takes. You're good. Here, draw this. You're good. You have a talent. You have a talent. Really? Yes. And it's the first time they felt like something. And that's why I've got a big problem with a lot of folks who they say, well, we're going to give everybody a trophy. I want to give little kids trophies because I want to let them know what winning feels like. I want them to feel special. Not their whole life. But at first, yeah, give them a trophy. What do you think birthday parties are? Happy birthday to you. This is your day, and it's you. And then you go to somebody else's party. Now you're the participant. Stuff that we think are kind of like, this is stupid, but kids means a lot. Sharing, putting things back, sitting at your desk, having your parents come to eat with this teacher, and you say, wow, he's doing great. Really, and to have this kid say, wow, positive, 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 positive. No corporal punishment. No corporal punishment. No corporal punishment. Never laying a hand on a kid. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never. Parents, I'm not going to even discuss this. You use what you think is right, and we'll get into this argument later on. But schools, you want some freak getting near spanking your kid's rear end? No way. Getting their jollies off? No way. No. School should be something where you only have a certain amount of, when you're trying to get into a website and they say, we'll give you 3 more times and then you're going to have to sit this one out. Well, you've been trying to get into this website and you keep failing with the password. I'm sorry. You got to sit this one out. I'm sorry, Mrs. Johansson. Little David here is acting up and this is the 5th time. He's yours. What? He's yours. What do you mean he's mine? He's your son. Take him. He's acting up. He's scaring kids. He's violent. He's bringing drugs. What? Are there any special programs? I don't know. I don't have time for that. I've got kids who come here. See that kid over there? Almost done with a workbook. See this kid over here? Beautiful. And your kids keep showing up and ruining things. No. Take your little kid and get out of here. That's enough. He's not my problem. He's yours. He's mine. Yeah, he's yours. Our good friend Suze007 says, people don't know how, are too afraid, or just too lazy to pick up a phone and make their individual voice heard by leaving an opinion or as a message. No one will do anything to pick up the phone once and make one call. You are so correct. Cut Up says it's about how we store and recall experiences. Part of it, yes, certainly. Yes. Pilgrim says these Jacobins need corrections and attitude adjustment. Okay, yeah. They don't know there. If you try to explain to them Jacobin movements, George Bernard Shaw was. You understand this? Let me explain to you one of the things which is also very, very important. And by the way, Suze, thank you so much. This is very simple. This is simple. I mean, this is simple. Kids love structure, kids love order, and you've got to have a special type of teacher. And a teacher who doesn't say, well, I don't know, I'll put in my 20 and I give him it. We have so many friends of ours who are, I've got one in particular I love to have her speak. You wouldn't believe this stuff. She would have to be anonymous, but she really believes it. But the system is what shuts her down. But that's on the state level. But let's don't get ahead of the game. The first thing is you got to get rid of radical activists. Make sure you understand what your sense of triage is. You're not going to get everything done in one day. Find out what needs to be done right now. That's why I teach kids how to have a list. Here's what I want to accomplish today. You're not going to get everything. Do this first. This is what we need to get first. That's it. Have a list. Have a plan. How many times have you talked to these dumb kids, these nudniks who say, I'm so slammed? You're slammed. I remember one time there was a person, Mrs. Ellis said, there's a person who says, I want to work with you with the Warriors. Great. That's terrific. Yeah, but, and then she just never showed up. Never answered email. I don't know. I wasn't feeling good. What? What? No. This is it. And I'm going to say something to you, and you are going to think I have lost my mind. I'm going to tell you something. One of the things in my opinion, maybe not all schools, but trust me when I tell you this, uniforms. Uniforms change everything. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. You're doing two things when you teach. One is to teach, and the other thing is to make them feel special and make them feel different. And when everybody is uniform in an appearance, there's a certain equality which accompanies equanimity. And the radical left hate that because that's structure. There's no rank, but there's nobody. You don't know who's got money and who doesn't. You don't know, no, nothing inappropriate, nothing. Oh, no, uniforms. If you don't wear it, and if you can't buy the uniform, we'll buy it for you. No problem. No problem. I wore uniforms my whole life until I got to high school. And so we did. And at the time, I thought they were stupid, but I didn't realize because in a weird way, I realized the older I got, I realized, that was really smart. That was really smart. That was really smart. That's like one of the things too, and this sounds so crazy, when you teach a little kid, little boy, little girl about playing, this sounds crazy. But if you're with a little kid and you sit on the floor and you're down on their level, little baby, able to do this, and you take it and you teach him, you're rolling. This kid's brain's like a computer. Oh, spherical, round, motion, push, judgment, distance, conviviality, fun, excitement, strategy. And all you're doing is pushing a ball back and forth instead of this. This is what's going to kill people. This is what's destroying minds. I love computers. I think they're wonderful. Not for kids. Not for kids. No. No, we'll get to that later. If we find out there's radical activists infecting our kids' minds with this junk, they're gone. We want to push performance, not divisive racial theories and brainwashing children into hating their country. Now the gig is up. I want the Pledge of Allegiance. I want the Pledge of Allegiance. It is not going to be mandatory. If you've got a problem with it, we'll work it out. If you have to sit down, okay, we'll worry about that later. I want the Pledge of Allegiance. And why do I want that, you're going to ask? Why? To make good Americans? Sort of. But what do you mean? What does this do? Well, this shows you the following. This says, do you see here? This is your country, and right over here, little tiny places where you are. And deep down within that is your county, and then your city, and then your street. Keep moving in like a Mandelbrot fractal. This is where you are. You're part of this big collective. And you are an American We are Americans. They're Germans, they're Greeks, they're Italians. We are Americans. And as Americans, you are going to learn tradition. You're going to learn standards. You're going to learn what we do. Later on, when you're an adult, forget them. Do what you want. And this is the Pledge of Allegiance. Every morning, Catholic school, we met. I pledge allegiance. I had no problem with it. None. I went to Catholic school. I think we did an Our Father or something. I don't care. No. I think we even sang the battle hymn of the Republic. I don't even know what the hell that was about. It doesn't matter. And here is the thing which I want to, please listen to me carefully. Please understand what I'm saying. I want to be able to say, because I told you so. What? Because I told you so. We're going to wear a white shirt and blue pants. Why? Because I told you so. We're going to, you see that flag? We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Why? Because I told you so. Do you know why you're going to drive 55? Because they told you so. You know why you're going to do this? Because it's nothing personal. These are the rules. That's it. The media, which are now completely dissolving before our very eyes, they're already in full damage control also. Spinning doomsday narratives about how public education will collapse. We're not talking about public education. We're talking about the federal government control over this. What they fail to mention is that public education has already collapsed under their watch, and they don't care about it. They don't care because these people, they don't, I don't even know. I honestly, God, don't know if they know what the hell's going on. I really don't know. I don't know. Democrats are terrified. Donald Trump is the scariest thing that's ever happened to them. Let me just tell you this. Okay? Let me just tell you this. I don't care whatever. Donald Trump scares the hell out of them. Because they know now that without the power of centralized education, their ability to manipulate and control future generations is non-existent. It's gone. It's finished. It will crumble. That's what this is about. It's about control. It's about brainwashing. It's about menticide. Brainwashing. Mind control. Trump has done more for education in 45 days. The Democrats have done in 50 years. You think I'm exaggerating? Let's be clear here. Democrats have had control over education for decades. And what do they have to show for it? Nada. A failing school system that leaves millions unprepared for real life. His name, her name, Thumper. My son was harassed by a principal at 13. Had panic attack and fell down a flight of stairs, permanently injuring spine 10 years ago. In court ever since and prevailed at every decision. Son has zero education still to this day. Unbelievable. Oh, that's another thing too. Oh, how I don't know. My thing is I want to teach people a lesson. Pilgrim says MAGA is not a revolution. It's a counter-revolution. Okay. Maybe. You're right. Okay. You're right. I think it's a revolution either way. You don't understand something. It's very, 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 very simple. This is the part that kills me. It's simple. If you want to make people, honest to God, the best teachers, you hire the best and pay them the best. And you invert the pyramid. You take all these people who are involved in this kind of a bureaucratic stuff and you put that in the front line. You say, what are you going to do? I'm going to be a teacher. Damn. Fourth grade teacher. Damn. What if your son said, son, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a fourth grade teacher. What? No. I want to say this. What do you want to do? Well, I'm going to medical school. Why not? Yeah. I tried to get into becoming a fourth grade teacher, but I couldn't. You tell people, we have these stupid people in sports. Listen, with all due respect, and I mean this, honest to God, I mean this, and I don't take this the wrong way. I hope nobody is offended by this, but whether you are or not, sports is some of the dumbest thing we've ever done. And I was watching the other day why we are so in love with UFC and people beating the hell out of each other. It's one of the most stupid things I've ever seen in my life. Oh, it's an art. It's an art. It takes a skill to to cause and inflict brain damage upon people, but it's an art that I particularly don't find interesting. But anyway, that's fine. It's a free country. And if that's what you want to put your on, go ahead. We have a failing school system right now, a failing school system that is absolutely in need of a major makeover, and nothing is being done. Nothing is being done. It's the most incredible thing. A failing school system. Think about that. That leaves millions unprepared for real life. I see it all the time. People who can't write, can't read, can't think. They just can't even write. Books, reading. I mean, there has to be some particular variation, to account for new levels of technology. But, I mean, you've seen it all the time. Have you seen kids today? Have you ever talked to them? Oh, my God. I know we've always said some no. They don't even know how to shake hands, look you in the eye. They're not ready for anything. Exploding illiteracy rates in democratic-run cities. Radical activists instead of teachers in our classrooms. Public school systems that punishes parents for speaking out against indoctrination. An attorney general, Merrick Garland, who wanted to unleash the FBI against students, parents. I think it was Catholics. You got to be kidding. Billions wasted on failed education initiatives. Oh, this is ridiculous. Trump in just 6 weeks has done what no other president either had the courage or was able to do. He ended the disaster and paved the way for a real education renaissance. There you go, Pilgrim. Revolution, renaissance. And there's a great Judge McGregor says, which is, by the way, is so funny. I have tried so hard to interview him. I don't think he wants to have anything to do with me. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. He has this gatekeeper. Well, he's busy. He's on shows with 12 people. I don't know. He's busy. Okay. Nobody wants to talk to me. All right, it's okay. I'm being honest with you. I'd rather talk to you. You see, the media can't spin this. Trump just made history. I'm sorry. The fake news, whatever's left of them, is doing. And by the way, as we speak, they are scared shitless. This is ABC. They don't know what to do. Good Morning America. They're down to. They don't. Do we have a job? Are we? They don't know. They don't know. They have no clue whatsoever. And who needs it? It's over with. It's over with. It's over with for a variety of reasons. Not because nobody trusts them. Nobody likes them. This is the most important thing I try to tell these people. It's because nobody likes them. Call them the fake news, media, whatever. They just don't like them. They're doing everything they can to suppress the truth about this monumental victory. And they are panicking. They are freaking out at levels nobody could even understand. Because they know that if Americans see the success of Trump's leadership, the Democratic machine will collapse altogether. They don't know what to do. CNN, MSDNC, the New York Times, all these folks are already pumping out fear-mongering nonsense, claiming that millions of children will be left without education. That's not what's happening. What they refuse to acknowledge is that millions of children have already been abandoned, failed by a system they created. Trump is fixing education, and no amount of media spin can change the reality. It's that simple. It is so beautiful, so gorgeous. A new era, a new epoch or epoch, as some people say, for America's future. The abolition, the destruction, the ruination, the expurgation, the ablation, the bowdlerizing, the emending, not amending, the emending, the obliteration, the amputation, I think I said ablation, the excision of the Department of Education at the federal level is just the beginning. This is a signal to America, which is a good thing, which is us, that the government bloat and this bilious, distended, deep state control are done. It's over. You don't understand. It's over. It's like at Appomattox. The Civil War is over. What are you talking about? We're done. We're finished. That's it. The Trump administration is proving once again and once and for all that it is not afraid to take on the most entrenched and corrupt institutions and tear them down for the good of the country. It's that simple, my friends. This isn't just a win for education. This is a win for freedom. I know what you think. It's a win for freedom, a win for parents, a win for states' rights, and most importantly, a win for the future of our children. And those children are going to be adults, and those adults are going to have to figure things out on their own. And the final verdict is that Trump just changed education forever. The Department of Education is dead. Dead. The radical left and their control has been permanently disconnected, especially over schools that are crumbling. Parents are reclaiming their rightful authority over their children's behavior. COVID changed everything. Do you know that there are kids who never came back? Let me say this again. Who never came back after COVID. They didn't see them anymore. They were doing Zooms and whatever these were, and they just didn't show up. And little Timmy, Blast Furnace and his mother, nobody saw him anymore. We don't even have truancy. The truant officer. What's a truant officer? Well, people who don't go to school, they go get you. What? Don't go to school. It doesn't matter. You're going to be brought to the next level. I remember one time I represented at a court-appointed case of a woman who was charged with it was either termination of parental rights or TPR or aiding to the dependency. I don't know what it was, but it was a parent. And this kid never went to school. I think like 1 year. They never. And I'm representing the parent, and I'm thinking, I don't know what the hell to do. And I'm thinking to myself, didn't you, think about maybe, I don't know, I'm busy. Okay. They didn't have much of a defense, and they had like the principal or somebody take the stand. And the judge wasn't really paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. So I'm doing this. I'm talking to the person. I said, let me ask you a question. One more thing. I said, little Timmy here, he didn't make it to the next grade. Or, I mean, you held him back, right? He said, what? I said, I mean, he obviously, he never showed up to school, so he could not have progressed, right? And he said, oh no, he made it to the 5th grade. Or I said, what? And the judge said, what? I said, yeah. I said, well, what's the incentive for going to school if you're going to? Has anybody been held back? No, we don't hold back. We have social promotion. It's stigmatizing. You never hold kids back? Nope. This judge went berserk. And it's not the principal's fault. And I'm kind of like saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the parent goes, no, what? And I'll never forget that. See, I'm not from that world. My parents paid for we went to Catholic school, parochial school. We had nuns. There was somebody who kind of wanted to take our place. And if we didn't ask, I mean, this is the most incredible thing in the world. One time we went to school, we met with, I'm never forget, Sister Melanie Rose, the second grade. And we went to the convent to meet with them. And my father is hearing this stuff. And I'm saying, Sister Melanie Rose. And my mother was side with me. She's just, she's got it in for me. Said, okay, well, let's go meet. So we went like during, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, whatever we went, it was dark. And we're in the convent. Sister Melanie Rose, and she's in full regalia. It's like a night. I thought maybe she'd put on her mufti or no. So we're sitting there, and the floors were so waxed, and oh my God, we went to like, this is their home, and it kind of smelled it. So we're in like the parlor, which was right in it. So I'm sitting there, my mom and my dad. And my father says, I understand you have a problem with my son. And Sister Melanie Rose says, yes, he could be doing better, but he's not paying attention. And he said, oh, okay, well, I will take care of that. So on the way back, my father never hit me, but I remember in the back seat, and my father's turning around and pointing at me because I don't ever ever want to hear you talk about, she's a saint. I don't, oh my God. Do you hear what she said? I don't ever want to hear you. And my mother said, well, no, you'd always take his side. It was great. Anyway, she got to be the greatest friend of the family, but that was it. And it was like this thing where the parents were, you're not paying attention. No hitting, none of that stuff. I was a good student. But the point is, I'll never forget this. There was this interaction. How's he doing? There was no cell phones. There was no texting. There was none of this stuff. You have a problem, you call me, sister. This is my number. You call me anytime. What was it? No yelling, no screaming. You've got to do your best. If you're not doing your best, I don't care if you make A's. I can't get, but you've got, anyway. That was it. And here's the best part. This is what I thought was normal. Okay. All right. We did everything ahead of the public schools. We had like times, I'll never forget, multiplication. I remember her like it was yesterday, lining up with this window, and she's sitting there 3 times 9, 4 times 9. And somebody said, I'm sorry, sister, what was that? 4 times 9. I'm sorry, one more time. And all of a sudden we were all deaf. And I tried that. And with me, because she remembered me, I get a rise out of my father. I said this. I'm sorry, what was that? So she got her chair, put it right in front of me. She said, 4 times 9. Because we needed more time. But what was that? I'm sorry, what was that? 4 times 9. And in a weird way, you ready for this? It was because of this attention that we actually felt special. That's the irony. We actually felt special. You want to understand this? Pilgrim says, if you were offered the president's ear, what would you say, Mr. L? What I'm saying now. Indeed, sir. Therese Skinner says, violent sports is ridiculous. Sports is kind of a collective. Sports are sports. I think sports is the collective. Like the Beatles is a great group. The group is called the Beatles. The Beatles are, no, it's weird. Dirk McGee says, I'm taking over LinkedIn, owned by Gates, I'm taking over LinkedIn. I am, Mrs. L and I were talking about LinkedIn. I have no interest in LinkedIn. Other people are addicted to LinkedIn. I'm sorry. Or Linkadine. Dirk McGee says, end vaccines now. My child, 0 vaxxes, healthy as can be. Meanwhile, the education system is hot garbage. Bored kids because taught useless information. I'm going to say something to you right now. And I'm going to say this for the umpteenth time. I know nothing about vaccines. I know nothing about what vaccines are good, what vaccines are bad, whether vaccines. I have no earthly idea about vaccines. None. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I don't know what it would be like if everybody just stopped vaccines. Let me tell you what we have, which is very, very important, something which I do know. We have a friend of ours who is a physician, and she says that whooping cough is through the roof because a lot of these folks are coming here from other countries and they're not vaccinated. So I am not ever going to veer outside of my lane. But I will tell you this. I will not entertain any vaccine if it's not been tested. I will not take a drug that's not been tested. I will not get into a car that's not been test driven. This has nothing to do with whether I'm against cars or whether I'm against, who was it? Bobby Kennedy said, I'm against mercury in fish, but I'm not against fish. See how that works? It's interesting. And when people say, we don't have this, healthy as a horse, that's okay. That's an area where I don't know anything about that. And I'm never going to pretend that somehow I'm an expert on vaccines. But I will tell you this, and I'm going to say this again. There needs to be something done for people who say, I don't want to take something that's not been tested. Raul Rodriguez says, without social promotion, student population would double. Without social promotion, student population would double. No, I think it would have because it would stop. if you didn't have this automatic third, fourth, where you just move on, they would stop. It was, let's do this again. Everybody hold on. What about the third grade? We got to do this third grade again. We can't move on. We got to finish this third grade. So it's a very interesting story. But please ask yourself whether you are anti-vaccine or anti-testing of things. That's all. Edie Crowley says, my art teacher in 12th grade was a nun and made me work in charcoal all year. Her favorite words, do it again. I like that. It's funny how we look back and we love these people then. What do you think President Trump does going forward because of SCOTUS? Justice Barrett is clearly not for Americans. Love your show. You always see things that others can't see. That is a great talent. Well, thank you. And I want to be able to Uikyun. I don't know how to pronounce it. Please don't take these TRO cases and extrapolate them beyond the realm of reason. Let me explain that one to you very, very. Dirk McGee said, amen to that. Lyle, clean vaccine, sure. But, listen, you got to ask yourself this question. Why, clean vaccines, why are you giving hepatitis B to a newborn when it's drug use and, sexual promiscuity? I mean, seriously. So that's another issue as well, which we need to address 100%. And I'm all for that like you cannot believe. But first this, when it comes to comfort, support, and a good night's sleep, my friends, MyPillow has revolutionized the way millions of Americans rest their heads with unmatched quality, cutting-edge design, and a commitment to American-made excellence. MyPillow has become a household name. And now with MyPillow.com/Lionel, or using the promo code Lionel, you can unlock exclusive discounts and deals that bring comfort and savings right to your doorstep. That's right, my friend. Mike Lindell and the team in MyPillow aren't just selling pillows. They're on a mission to transform the sleep experience with a wide variety of products beyond their signature pillows. Whether you're looking for supportive adjustable pillows, luxurious Giza dream sheets, cozy towel, mattress toppers that cradle your body in comfort, MyPillow offers it all. And with their 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty, you can be confident that MyPillow stands behind every product they sell. Now, why MyPillow stands out? Let me tell you, unlike generic pillows you grab off a department store shelf, MyPillow is customizable and engineered to cater to different sleep styles. Whether you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper or a stomach sleeper, their patented interlocking fill technology adjusts to your specific comfort needs, keeping your neck and spine properly aligned throughout the night. No more waking up with that sore neck, no more tossing and turning, just the restful, rejuvenating, and exhilarating sleep that you deserve. And it doesn't stop at pillows. MyPillow's Giza Dream Sheets, made from the finest Egyptian cotton, offer a smooth, breathable, and luxurious feel, turning your bed into a sleep heaven. So right now, my friends, do the right thing. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. It's easy for me to say, MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. Simply the best. Trust me. Now, a couple of things. Remember, we can always talk about the best way to educate everything, and that's fine. The bottom line, all President Trump is saying is get rid of the federal government when it comes to education. Get rid of the Department of Education. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Period. It's just like Dobbs, the Dobbs case. The Dobbs case did not in any way prohibit abortion. It overruled Roe. Roe v., as you would say, but actually, what was the other case that it wasn't? Anyway, let me get to the specifics. But it just said there is no constitutional protection. There's no constitutional protection of abortion. That's all it is. Don't read into this. Don't read into this too much. Don't read just because of the Department of Education. If there was a Department of Fun, and he gets rid of the Department of Fun, doesn't mean we can't have fun. It's just a stupid comment. But here is the most important part. Remember this. Number one, do not listen to what other people say. Number two, especially people who are theoretically on your side. I'm going to say this again. There are people who are focused on Epstein for reasons. It's like, would you lay off? It's not that it doesn't matter. It's that we're moving on. We'll get to it. We don't have a lot of time, and we don't have a lot of attention of firepower here to get to this. Lay off and forget this nonsense that you keep providing about Epstein. Just take it easy. That's simple. Education is part. He has a number of things. Bobby Kennedy hasn't even lifted a finger yet. Kash Patel hasn't even done anything. They're going crazy and nobody's even done anything. God bless Elon Musk. And would somebody please say, we have to get these astronauts back home. Laws were broken, brother. Hey, how long do you want to stop moving forward and just say, no, we're not going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Elon Musk. Jeffrey Epstein. You want to talk about Ukraine? Nope. What about Russia? Nope. China? Nope. Education? Nope. Vaccine bit? Nope. Talk about Elon Musk. I keep saying Elon Musk. Jeffrey Epstein. Why? Laws were broken. Okay. But we'll get to that. No. I want to talk about this now. We'll talk about this right. I want to see the list. We already have the list. No. I want to see the list. I want to see the travel list. We've got the travel list. We've already got it. No. You don't. Don't you want to work on this? Nope. Okay. You stand over there, and I'm going to give you a group you can go talk to. Okay. We're going to do that. Anybody looking at POWs? Remember how we used to talk about the POWs? It's not priorities. It's called triage. Triage. Let me say this again. Triage. What about the 100 years of broken laws and lies? Triage. We got to fix this thing now. We have a boat that's sinking. We're in an emergency room. This guy stepped on a pop top, cut his heel, had to go on back home in Margaritaville. This one has a bullet in his gut. I think we need to take the bullet wound first, and then we'll get these other ones first. Yeah, but don't you understand? He's in pain. That's true. But priority tells us, yeah, but don't you understand? If you don't address the cut could lead to an infection. You're right. But this one's got minutes to live. Yeah, but you don't understand. People sometimes, it's this obstinacy. Nobody is saying to forget it. Move out of the way. Let the professionals handle multiple things, but in ways that are very critical. Everybody's got their own pet peeve. You don't understand this. I think we've got to address critical race theory. What? I think DEI is important. Okay. No. I don't want to hear about Ukraine. I want to talk about DEI. Well, what about Epstein? No. We'll get to Epstein. No, DEI first. No, Epstein first. Well, DEI is worse. Do you hear what we're saying? Critical thinking, number one, deal with what's the most important. It's called triage. Affect it. Nobody's saying, don't worry about that. Let's forget about it. Stop it. There are folks, how do we say this? I'll give you an example of one, and you would like her. And she's very, very good. Candace Owens, I'm not interested. I mean, it's like, was Tupac Shakur gay? Okay. You get back with me on that one, all right? I don't have time for this right now. Is Macron's wife a man? You know what? Seriously, figure that one out. Is Michelle Obama? Okay, why don't you go over there and just talk, and let the adults figure out what's going on with the rest of the world, because this place is falling apart. We are on the precipice of making huge changes, and this isn't important right now. We'll get to it, but triage. Yeah, but don't you understand that there are a lot? Yes, I understand that. And you're confusing an interest and importance with the subject with the priority of the subject. We are losing right now to Europeans, Chinese, and the like, because we have a school system that is falling. Well, put it this way, it doesn't even exist. We have a school system that doesn't exist. We have, I don't know how many kids were completely and totally changed and hurt, and many of them permanently mutilated by virtue of all this going on. We have to get to the bottom of this. We have to get to the bottom of this. And I'm not saying that Epstein's not important. Oh, God, no. Oh, no, no, no. But we don't have time yet. You do understand. Just nod your head. Nod your head. Just nod your head. Say, I'm not saying we're going to get to the bottom. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. But I'm going to, while we're on this subject of Epstein, let me remind you a couple of things. The main issue that's the most important, let me see if I can get this. Number one, and this is critical. Whom did he work for? Whom did he work for? Okay, let me ask you this. Dirk McGee said, I want 2,000 watching, hit like, game this bitch. Thank you so much. Yes, we need, I always feel bad asking for the likes. You have to like this. It just sounds so pathetic. Who was he working for? Who? Anybody? Who was he working for? Anybody talk about that? No. People want to talk about his list for reasons I don't understand. They have this thing about the list, and they want to see the flight list. And it's like, that's not the issue. Did we have a foreign country set up an American citizen or acting doing intel operations? Yeah. Who was that country? Anybody? Anybody? Poor Lars. Lars says China. Lars, we have to talk, my friend. Lars, have a seat. Maybe it's hot where you are. We need to talk. And number two, we need to find out who killed him. Who gave the order. Not the list. Not the flight manifest. Not that. That doesn't matter. They're kind of red herring you. They're throwing you off. It's a limited hangout. They're saying, hey, this is great. Look, we've solved it. Here's a list. No, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. No, that's not the issue. If you were to say, hey, I found out about the Kennedy assassination. Yeah, we just figured out who killed Marilyn Monroe. No, that's not. That has nothing to do with the issue of JFK. That's interesting. Candace Owens would like that one. And it's always very interesting, but that's not what we're talking about. We'll get to that later. We don't have time for this. 45 days. Yeah, but don't you understand? Laws were broken. And I'm going to say, I don't think you understand. And you know what you do? You do what I do. You say, well, here's my question. Why did they cancel the Ropers? After all those years, it was a great show. And I think Norman Feld did a hell of a job. It was a great spin-off of Three's Company. And there was no good reason for that. And then you what? And then you walk off. You leave them because you realize you're not getting anywhere with this. You're not getting anywhere. Everybody, and I'm sure you know people like this, they just don't want to, I don't know. Sort of. What about Hunter's Laptop? You're going to get that one too. Do you ever get those groups? Here's one for you. How about the woman? What is her name? The latest baby mama for Elon? Off. Ashley St. Clair. Off the reservation completely. Especially after she hired a PR expert. She's gone. Gone. That was real effective. Absolutely. It's just, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Dirk McGee said, I heard MI6 tagged Bill Gates. Check previous super chat. Okay. Amen to that. Clean. I'm going to go back and check yours. And vaccines. I'm talking about. Yeah, you said I'm taking over LinkedIn Bill Gates. Okay. Can I tell you something? Do you think, this, you're not going to believe this, do you think Bill Gates is important? I mean, listen, I know you're going to go crazy. Is that the guy you want to talk about? Do you know how much Bill Gates loves being the guy that you keep talking about? Bill Gates, you know who else is, you're going to find this out. One of the biggest, I thought you forgot other super chats, and yes, he is. Okay. No, he's not. You have time for Bill Gates? You go over there and you worry about the Epstein people. Bill Gates? This is a concern for you? We've got 45 days, and you're going to say, no, excuse me, Mr. President. No, I want you to stop. Bill Gates. Bill Gates? Yeah, we've got to find out. Okay, what would you like? I don't know, but I heard that, he's a business up, and okay. You're going to find out one of the biggest flops ever was the importance of George Soros. George Soros was nothing that you thought. And Bill Gates was a guy who loved being the front man. Oh, he made money in vaccines. That's true. Do you think Bill Gates runs anything? I mean, if you've got time left over in your triage, you get him. But do you think Bill Gates runs things? Do you think Bill Gates, remember my rule, if you know the name of somebody, they're not important. Charlie Calais, ladies and gentlemen, says, Trump said he is still working on a minerals deal with Ukraine. Isn't that a problem with the UK already having signed a mineral deal? Nobody's brought that up. That was Tony Schaefer's piece. So you know what? The mineral deal, they'll get to that. How about just getting out, just having leaving NATO? We have got to walk away from NATO. When we walk away from NATO, let them talk about that. They'll go nuts. Who pushed the Benghazi video? Are you kidding me? You want to talk about this now? What was Benghazi about? Why did they attack? Do you really want to do this now? Let's talk about the dancing Israelis. I appreciate this, but let me just say something. Do you really want to talk about that now? Do you think anybody's interested in Hillary Clinton? No. If we get time later on, it's fine. We can't go back and clear up everything. Yeah, but you don't understand this. Because, we got that $1 trillion shortfall in the Pentagon, but you want to go back to that too. They also got Zarqawi. He was an American citizen. And what about Todd Beamer? And what about and UFOs? Do we really know? Did we ever get to the part of the Tic Tac thing? Did we know? We can just sit there and just yell things out. Yeah, what about Flight 93? What about MK Ultra? What about this? What about Paperclip? What do you want me to do? I don't know. I just want to yell Paperclip so people know I know it. Dirk says, the Pope is dead. Is that the church's end? Yes. I don't believe he's dead. Have you heard anything about the Pope? No. The Pope is dead. Do you know what the role of the Pope is? No. Do you want to talk about that now? No. Is that important? No. Not yet. Why? We got other stuff. It's important, but later. Yeah, but I want to throw something out for you. How about Operation Ajax? Iran? Huh? Kermit Roosevelt? Mossadegh? Why do you want to talk about that? I just want you to know that I know what that is. And I'm, okay, all right. It's important, but we're not going to talk about it. All right, my friends, I think I made the point abundantly clear. President Trump is winning. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. My favorite is, Dirk says, the Jesuits. This is one of my favorite subjects. What do you know about the Jesuits? I don't know. Well, what about them? Ignatius Loyola and the one? I don't know. Well, what did they do? I don't know. But they're a part of the, like the Masons? Yeah, what did the Masons do? I don't know. Well, what are they, Illuminati or something? Or I know the Jesuits are not good. Well, what do they do? It's just part of it's in my manual. I've got this stuff that I'm supposed to read. You go, they're bad, they're bad. The Masons are bad. Okay, fine. Anyway, my friends, we have had enough. Thank you so much. This is what happens when we just get off topic, but it's fun. Dirk McGee, thank you. Maynard Krebs, thank you. Charlie Calais, Dirk McGee, thank you, my friend. You Killian, thank you. Edie Crowley, Raul Rodriguez, Teresa Skinner, Pilgrim Media, Thumper, bless your heart, Thumper. Suze 007, Cut Up Chatter, thank you. I think it's a Pilgrim, Brad Oplin. And we will be back later. Have a great day. Leaving NATO is an imperative. Absolutely. Because NATO will collapse. Why do we want to join in and protect ourselves from the Russians? What? What? That's like having an anti-vampire. The Russians are not going to be attacking us. Ever. Just Canada poses more of a threat. All right, dear friends. Have a great and glorious day. Don't forget to follow Lynn's Warriors at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube, our other channel at Lionel Legal, and always make sure you're subscribed here at Lionel Nation. Got a video that just dropped this morning. Check it out. There's plenty of room at Gitmo. So don't forget, Monkey's Dead. Show's over. Sue you.